welcome back to Takehitsu Gaming. This is Takehitsu, and we are back with the Ardoon Hive. And today, we are going to continue taking over the universe. So, from this point, I have a worker building Kahalajam into a new station, so we're going to take control of this. We are exploring with 2 scientists. Our fleet is pretty much undeveloped. We're working on getting a resource base, and we're going from there. Spaceport has finished a construction. That appears to be our 2nd worker ship, and we also have a science ship. Alright. Do not believe we have the energy resources to make a new scientist. We do not. So, a little information on these little icons here. Each one of them has a different type. Most of them are very specific. So this is, for example, particles. This one is computers. This one is, this guy's just flat out a genius. So he gets a research bonus to 10% across all research. So he's probably a good guy to have in general. These ones are specific types of research. So if you go over here to your research tree, you see that this one right here is energy storage. Has got this field manipulation icon. That means that is specifically the type of research that falls under. Alright, so we finished this. My first priority is resources, because we're not making enough. So as you can see here, we have finished the station. It's lowest grade. It's got 1 little cannon on it. It can be upgraded later on to a bigger one, which, since there's colonizable planets here, I will probably be doing that. But at the moment, that is not my concern. Resource management, this stage in the game, is everything. Actually, resource management through almost the entire game is everything. But at this point specifically, it is significantly more important. Very simple reasoning behind that is everything you do early game basically affects how much resources you're going to be gaining, how fast you can grow your fleet, and how fast you become what do you call it? Superpower of the solar system. Not a global power, it's a space power. I'm not really sure. You guys tell me, what do you think the title of that would be? Like, America is a superpower for the Earth. You know what I'm talking about. So we're playing at normal speed right now, and I'm just waiting because there's not a whole lot going on. Okay, traditions. All right, so when you first start getting traditions, these little circle points are called unity points. You get a certain amount of unity points, and you get it to unlock a tradition. The traditions have a billion different benefits. Okay, so each one has a focus. Expansion is basically how fast you expand to different planets, the upkeep of that expansion cost, and how fast they do it. Purity is more of like, well, in this case, so for this race it's called purity, but in a lot of other races, this actually has to do with being an overlord and having a bunch of minions. Not minions. You basically you conquer an empire and they become. Oh, what is the word? Why can't I think of this word? Oh, you're gonna die if you do that one. Stay away from it. I can't think of the right word. It'll come back to me later. Prosperity is specifically dealing with energy credits, your ability to make income, and this gives you bonuses of all kinds of type. Synchronity is universally it's the same. It's about your people being happy. In this case, your people don't have a happiness rating, so it's about how synchronized they are, how well they are at working on certain, how well they are working together as a unit. And to access that, you just click on this unity icon, by the way. Supremacy, that's extremely self-explanatory. This is your offensive tree in every race. Adaptability, that's also pretty self-explanatory. In races that have it, this is actually your diplomacy, so how you make federations, how you work together with other people. And discovery is science. I always go discovery first. Call me a moron, call me crazy, it is my method, and I have found it to work. And I'm playing on a harder difficulty today, so well, not just today, but this whole game is going to be harder difficulty for me. So I'm going to be stressing myself a little bit. Might be more entertaining for you all to see. But, you know, to each their own. Alright, so the Hive Swarm is upgraded a little bit. I want to upgrade it a little bit more, but I need a solid base. I want to try and get this minerals to plus 50 per month, and I want to get it there by probably about 2010. So that is my personal first main focus. 50 minerals a month is not even one ship a month, I don't think. Let me go over here to this Hive. Shipyard, no. That's a ship every 2 months. A little bit more than that. About every 2 months and a couple days. Technically speaking. So, in all reality, the higher you can get that, the better. But you have to have an energy credit income and you have to have a food income. If you start losing those, you're in some serious doo-doo. And you do not want to be in doo-doo. It smells bad. And, by the way, I have all kinds of weird, awkward little jokes that I'll put out now and then. If anybody is ever offended or you find my jokes not so funny, you can inform me. I will do my best to adapt and change. I can't make any promises, though. I'm human after all. So, we got a good amount of energy coming in. I'm actually going to skip building the energy mining stations here and go on to get more minerals. Only because right now, as I've told you, but so far, that is my main focus. We're now getting 20 minerals a month, which is an upgrade. That is definitely an improvement. Still not there yet. In the next, so I'm gonna go ahead and build Avior for now. The other one is not done being researched yet or surveyed yet. It's almost done. I actually might want to just wait till that's done real quick. That one's got more minerals in it. That's why I was waiting. That's why I'm watching what my empire does and as they do things. And I apologize, I haven't been reading all these events. I'll start doing that right now. Why not? Okay, so we've recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Ruklar 6. If what we have learned from these artifacts is correct, this civilization was some sort of confederation that consisted of many different alien races. They called themselves a First League, and appeared to have coexisted in relative peace some 2 million years ago. Though the Ruklar system lies in the region of space that seems to have made up the core of their territory, a partial map found amongst the artifacts indicates that the First League may have covered a significant portion of our galaxy before its eventual collapse. Alright, so what that is, that's going to start the situation log for the First League. Every single time you play the game, every race, you will come into contact with a ancient race. And there's like, I'm not even sure how many of them there are now. There used to be like 6 or 7 different ones. I personally, even though I played the game 100,000 times, slight exaggeration there, I have not experienced all of them. So, the First League is one I've seen several times. When you finish getting a whole bunch of pieces for the First League, it'll show their capital system usually, which will tag itself on somewhere in the universe. And if you control it, it has a lot of benefits. So, it's usually a pretty good deal. But for now, we are continuing with what we got. Alright, so this science ship is moving down here. I can feel the pressure coming, guys. I know you may not see it, but believe me, it's there. And believe me, it's gonna hit hard real soon. If you guys are also not pleased with the speed of the game, let me know. I will speed it up to as fast as it can go, or medium. I have no issues with that. I'm used to playing on the fastest game speed, but at the same time, that does make the game go by a lot faster. Alright, so we surveyed another system. Let's take a look at it. That star is pretty epic looking, if you ask me. Like a blue looking star. There's these asteroids. I I think that's the only one that's worth anything at in this system.
Is complete.
So the system doesn't have a whole lot that's worth anything, but it's there. I have them survey up this direction. Alright, so we've now taken the Ruklar system as well. Once again, I'm going to focus on getting minerals first. Boom. That'll give me 5 more minerals. That'll put me up to 25. After that, I'm actually going to build the swarm up to 6 ships. Then we will continue expanding from there. And we've almost passed into 2204 for the year. Almost have enough energy credits to get us a new scientist for the science ship. And I will have him actually survey these systems that are right here inwards. Then he'll go and expand out this way. And the reason I do that is while these are important, I'm specifically aiming for systems that I have designated as choke points. And at the moment, I'm not doing it just yet, but you'll see I will literally pass up expanding to all this stuff unless it's a really, really rich system to go for those choke points. And those choke points are going to become pivotal defenses in the game. You'll understand what I'm saying. All these little lines. So when you have an enemy that declares war on you, their fleets have to go by these lines. Till way later in the game, then it's not necessarily true. But if you have a choke point and then you build up your station to really big and tough there, it gives you a lot of benefits. Okay, this is good. Mining Network 2 is one of the ones I'm aiming for. That'll allow me to upgrade my mines on my planet. These right here. And then it'll unlock a research that will increase my mineral income on the planet by like 10% or something like that. I actually have to build a hydro farm here. Actually, instead of doing it at this spot, instead of getting my scientists right away, I'm going to clear off this burrow and use this, get the food benefit off of that. But I'm paying attention to my food outcome. Or usage, whatever. I have my action cap on, not my verbatim cap, guys. I apologize. Sometimes this game can seem like it takes a long time, and in reality you got a whole bunch of things going on. And for me, I don't mind it so much. You can always sit here and watch your guys, get some information on them, look at like the design behind the ships. Now this is something that I find kind of cool. They didn't used to have these little drones come out to build stuff. Instead it used to look just like the survey, where it's got like this beam that's scanning it, and it would come out of the ship and it would just be like a beam that's working on it. Instead it's got these little drones that are building stuff. I think that's kind of cool. It's a change up in the game. These also used to look different. They look better now. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have skipped that off, should I? I said I wasn't going to do that, and I did it anyways. Wow. I feel bad. My apologies. Again. I'm failing, guys. Alright, so this guy is 40% done on building that. So I'm actually going to build the next ship. And it doesn't matter. You can't tell them which ship to build. So most likely it's going to put this Fenoitra class out there. I can't do it yet. Painful. Once I finish. Okay, so this is a routine. So what I'm looking at when I tell them yes, research those, or no, alright, is see how routine, that's how easy it is. If it's routine, I have never had them fail on a routine investigation. It's possible, but I've never seen it. So I'm looking for their success chance. And routine is like 90-something% chance that they're going to succeed. I have no issues with that. I have a leader who gained a level, and our construction was completed over here. However, I'm going to go ahead and tell him to build the last mine then. Now, this planet's a green planet, so it's one of the ones that we're eventually going to build a colony on. You can build a mining drone over it. When you build your colony on there, the mine will automatically be deleted. But until then, I want the resources there, because that'll boost me, even if it's a tiny bit until then. I just find it more worthwhile. Call me crazy, because I definitely am crazy. Alright, I'm going to build the hydroponics farm, and I'm going to move this guy. He's still being populated, and but once he's done, he'll start working there. So I don't need him to be like this guy. This guy's got an icon on the planet that's telling me he's not working in a building, basically. And then, how much are these things? Alright, Cardoon Station, 109. So I need 109. I need 218 resources. Okay, a bunch of scientists just gained some levels. So we're just sitting here waiting, kind of observing things as we wait for these resources to show up. And they don't just show up. Well, you know what I'm saying. After that, I am going to go ahead and build these energy mines, though, because 2 energy a month is not very much. Alien Mural. While conducting surface scans of Chiba and Eva, Science Officer, or 4A Alpha, excuse me, Science Officer Zoax Krumtika and the crew of the swarm Zaxtix Vikapok discovered what appears to be an artificially carved slab of rock, covered in alien writing. They have not detected any other signs of alien activity on the moon, and exactly how this mural came to be here is a mystery. We have prepared a special project to translate the text. So you click on this, this lights up, gives you a situation log, you have a special project. It says I need a science ship to be present. I'm going to click track on map, it's going to make this star bling like that. You can go straight to it. There's a scientist close by, and I'm actually going to wait. The reason being is I'm going to expand in that direction. So right now, that's not a huge priority. As I expand, the guy, I need him to keep surveying so I can keep expanding outwards. Quick expansion in the beginning is a huge key to victory. I can actually upgrade the swarm once, so I'm just going to click this button right here. Huge expansion. The faster you expand in the very beginning, the stronger chance of survival you have. That's the easiest way for me to put it. And the real reason for that is if you expand... So if I expand my empire to be about this big, right? The Ixthlii Hive expands to be about that big. We'll probably make about 50 to 80 minerals a turn. Or a month. Not a turn, excuse me. And that's not bad. But if the dude right here expands that much, those stars are a lot closer and more compact. There's probably a lot more resources in there. He could be making 200 minerals a month. And in the long run, he's going to develop his military, his power, everything a lot faster and a lot more powerfully. And that's going to negatively affect our capacity to deal with it. So it is now 22:05. It is now March, and we are continuing on. The Hive swarm is now 5 ships. We just finished our new hydroponic farm. However, our population's not done yet. When he is, you will see that we start getting a lot more food. And we wait. So here we have a binary star system. And as you can see, there are a lot of things in a binary star system for it to explore. So we see one star here. Okay, the other star looks more like not a planet to me than a star, but it's whatever. Not my place to judge, unless one of these other ones is considered a star. That's a gas giant. That's a barren world. Barren world. No, it says it's a brown dwarf star. But that's okay. Interesting. I just like looking at all the stars and stuff in this game. There's so much details and graphics that's gone into this stuff. It's really cool. Love the people who made this game. They did a great, fantastic job. Alright, so I'm gonna, once again, oh, by the way, at first glance, Scorum 3 seemed to be inhabited by a diverse plethora of life forms, coexisting in an ecosystem similar to our own, in which nutrients cycle the food chain throughout photosynthesis, decomposition, and predation. Upon closer inspection, however, the crew discovered that though all living things on Scorum 3 developed as individuals first, they now, by mysterious design, operate as a single organism. An organism that responds to all outside interference with fierce and indiscriminate aggression. Okay, that's exactly like we are. Not that I have any issue with that. That's kind of weird, but okay. Alright, so, by the way, so I'm going to select my fleet here. And, okay, we have discovered an abandoned solar sail ship in orbit around Chiban the First. The sublight vessel was built by an unknown culture, and it appears to be several thousand years old. One of the massive sails has a large tear where some kind of object passed through, most likely a meteoroid, which appears to have disabled the vessel. Although the technology of the ship is severely outdated, it does possess some interesting engineer design choices. Alright, so when you click on this, when I accept, it gives me 60 points towards engineering research. That's cool. Alright, back to what I was saying. So I currently have my first fleet selected. And down here you see numbers and little tabs. I always assign these to my fleets. Alright, so this is my first fleet. This is our Alpha Omega. I'm actually going to assign it to 1. And I just do that by holding Control and then pushing 1, letting go of 1. And there you go. Every time I push 1 on my keyboard, it will automatically select our Alpha Omega fleet. I'm going to build our 6th fighter now. We got research that will give me increased of unity by 2 per month. And it allows me to do certain edicts. I am then going to choose what to research. So there's defense, army, damage. That's still not really important yet. This one I could do, or this one I could do. I'm going to go with the heritage sites. Now what heritage sites do is you get to build a building called, for me it's the Otakthon Monument. That builds unity points. Okay. The heritage sites allows me to upgrade that to level 2, which gives even more unity points. And I will be building this. Alrighty, so we are continuing to work on stuff. The construction just completed. We have our fleet up to 6 ships. I am actually going to look around here. So that one has 2 energy, that one's 3 energy, that one's 2 that. I'm going to split up 100 minerals. Yeah, I need to. So I'm going to actually go over here, build a starbase. I'm going to have this one. I'm going to get him ready. Where's the star itself is 3. So that is the energy. So that's 1 station, whereas this one would be 2 stations. So I'm going to have him, the next inner minerals that I get, I'm going to have him build a mining station over this star. And that'll give us more energy credits, which are badly needed. Unfortunately, we are very limited in what we do, so it's this big counterbalancing act. And that is essentially half the game. Counterbalancing and managing everything. I don't know how people play on the hardest difficulty. The harder difficulties, the AI start with more ships, they get more resources to work with, they just manage things a lot better, and they get bonuses. That's what part of the difficulty is. I'm not 100% positive if their accuracy and stuff gets turned up or not. Alright, we got another unity point. So, I can increase the survey speed and their science ship disengage chance, or increase my research alternatives. I am going to look down here, and then down here. So what I really want is I want this mind link one. I'm going to go on the right side of the tree first. 1 second. Okay, another thing that you need to keep in mind is you have these policies and edicts, alright? These significantly impact the game. Map of the stars allows me to survey faster, and we get more anomalies. That's usually a good thing to do, but I'm not going to worry about it just yet. And this right here, the capacity, the energy grid. Very, very powerful thing to have. Very good thing to have. If you notice, my planet now has a little up arrow, and the energy power plants can be upgraded. Problem is this costs 81 minerals per. So right now I'm going to hold off on that. Almost there with the energy credits. This guy's building up this. Just kind of working on slowly expanding. We are at 3 stars now. We will be at 4 stars shortly. Do you think we can make it to 5 stars by the end of the episode, guys? I don't know if we can. Probably not, but we're going to go for it. What is this guy doing up here? Oh, he's almost done. Nice. Alright. This, barren planets. There's a lot of planet types, and most of them cannot be colonized. So this one right here is actually an Arctic world. It can be colonized, but if you notice it's red, it's actually at 10%. At 10%, your people can't colonize it. It has to be 20% or higher. And the cost of everything, the upkeep cost, the people's happiness is significantly lower for more expensive ones. Since I know there's only one mine here, I can actually just right-click on the star, and it could tell it to build mining and research stations from here, and it'll just automatically do it. I don't have to go into the star and manually do that. That helps with managing things when you start getting a little bit bigger. So, there we are, guys. That is the Ixthlii Hive, now at 4 stars. And this is the episode for the day. So if you guys like what you see, go ahead and hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and apparently, if you want notifications on the next episodes, go ahead and hit the bell. Subscribe if you want to see more, and we will see you again next time. Have a good evening.